Hey everybody, it's Rob Nazarian with Talk Android, and we have the Moto E here, and we wanted to show you Motorola Assist, brand new feature. It debuts here on the Moto E, and it's going to be available on the Moto G and Moto X soon, but right now it's just for the E. Now, you'll find the app here called Alert. Now, on my particular device, I did not have the icon showing, so I had to go into the Play Store and just basically put in Motorola Alert, and of course I have to hit more, and then I found it a little bit ways down, and I had to actually update it, even though it was kind of installed, but it wasn't showing. So just in case you do not see it, make sure you go ahead and go to the Play Store and do that. So once you do that, then it will show up. It should be your first icon since it's called Alert. It begins with the letter A. So go into it right now, and the first time you go into it, you'll need to set it up, and we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll agree to the terms and conditions for location sharing and all that good stuff. Now, Motorola Alert will display this identifying information when messaging people in an emergency. So you can go ahead and select a photo, which I don't really have any photos yet. You can go ahead and do that. I can go ahead and put my name and go ahead and put a phone number in, and we'll just put that in and go ahead, done, and hit next. Now, pick family and close friends. Pick people that you trust in an emergency. This app will contact them when sending out an alert. So basically you want to type in a name, and what will happen is I have very few contacts on this device. If you have your full-blown contacts, you'll have suggested ones and stuff at the bottom, but I'm going to go ahead and type in, come up here with Jane Doe, and it's already selected, and I'll go ahead and hit next. And then over here you want to pick for an emergency number. You can go ahead and do emergency services, which I probably advise against that in case you hit the emergency by mistake a lot or whatever. So this would be emergency contact. We'll go ahead and do this, and then you would pick one of your contacts. Right now we only added one. We could have added multiple contacts. We'll go ahead and include Jane, and then we'll go ahead and hit next. Now, when you do have an emergency, you can auto dial the emergency number, sound an alarm, or neither. We'll go ahead with the emergency number. You can still sound an alarm later. Now this isn't, and we're all set. Now this isn't about just emergencies. This is a full-blown location sharing app, and obviously there's the emergency area here, and then you have follow me and meet me. But one of the coolest things also is this would be great for children, is you can set up places, and you go ahead and we'll get started. And you can have, I think, up to 5 places for home. There could be, I think, work, school, the mall, or whatever. It's mostly for younger people. So what will happen is when they arrive to those places, you will get a text message, providing you're in the set up that way as a contact. Get a text message when they arrive there, and also when they leave. So go ahead and add a place, and it's going to show your current location, but instead what you can do is also type in location, so you don't have to wait till you're actually there. So just to simplify this, I'm just going to go ahead and put Fenway Park in Boston. So there's Fenway Park, and you can set it up as home, work, school, mall, or other. I'll put in other for now, and of course there it is on the map, and then I'll go ahead and hit done. And it's now set up as another, and I can add more places, and then I can also check off the contacts that I've added. I can add more contacts as well. Check off the contacts that I want to be part of this. So right now we'll say Jane, and of course it's telling me I can edit later. So that's done. Now if I go over here to the hamburger menu and go to people, you'll see Jane. I can actually add a person right here as well, so I can scroll through or type in a name, and then there's a a contact for myself, actually, assuming this is my kid's phone, so that would work. So he would have, he or she would have me in there. And you can also tap the little, this three-dot menu doesn't always work. You have to tap it a few times always. You can delete the contact or share my location. So then your location will be shared to that person. And they automatically become part of the emergency contact as well. Now, go back to the home area here. The location status is going to be working with both of them. So that Fenway Park, when I arrived at Fenway Park, it's going to show up for Jane and myself, Robert, and when I leave Fenway Park. I can also tap right here on there and also go ahead and take off location sharing. But if I say do not share my location, the interesting thing is, they still will, if they're, as long as they're listed here, they still seem to get the emergency text. I tried that earlier. I was doing it with my wife. She didn't recognize what I was doing, and she hits me up and she's like, "What is all this emergency business hitting my messages?" So that still will happen, and of course you can add more contacts. Now, let's go into the main area again and talk about Meet Me. Now, Meet Me is if you, or if it's your child's phone, are in a location, not really sure where, or whatever, and they need to be picked up or whatever, meet me right here. This is where I am. Maybe you're going to hang out with friends. This is where I am. And it's going to take your exact location where you are now. You can change the message. It says, "Please meet me," but it can change that message. And you can also choose the recipients here. Now, this is kind of like a messed up way that UI design that they did here. But if I tap here, I get the keyboard. And I can actually say, so for example, if I don't want Robert in here, I can go ahead and tap this and go here. And back, hit the back button, and then Robert's gone and it's just Jane. I can also add contacts here that are not part of my emergency contacts. So I can, pretend if I wanted to re-add Robert, I can go ahead and there it is and tap, and now Robert's back in there. I could do that with any contact. So and it works fine. So if I start typing in a letter, so anybody begins with it, and there you go. I can tap in, I can go ahead and add pretty much any contact to that, and it will take care of that. I'll go ahead and back that out. Now if I go ahead and hit send, it's going to send a text message out to meet me here with the coordinates. And if I go here to messaging, you'll actually see it. Jane Doe was one of them. And it says meet me here, and bingo. And then when I added the contact, there it is. I'm using Motorola Alert. That message is sent when you set up somebody as a contact. So it works great, and they have it, and they can click on that and get the Google Maps and find out exactly where you are and get directions there. And then over down here is you can cancel it here for whatever reason if you want to cancel it. So if you move around, it may actually send more messages, but you can go ahead and cancel, turn off if you've been already picked up or whatever. So now we'll go to Follow Me. Follow Me is perfect for trips and things if you're going to be driving for a while and a couple of hours, and this will send periodic messages to whoever you designate. Again, it's going to choose all your contacts from the get-go, and it says, "Please follow me. I'll send updates on my location." You can change this message as well, and then you can set the time frame. So you want to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. And at each time it'll send a text message with your current location. So we'll go ahead and hit, and again you can go ahead and the same setup, put the cursor behind it and then hit the back key and you get rid of them. And of course you can add contacts the same way that I showed you. And you hit send, and now it's on send, and what will happen is they've got a message, "Please follow me, I'll send updates of my location." There's the current location right now. So that's all set. Now if I go back down at the bottom, I have the Follow Me here, which I can cancel. I also have it up here. I can cancel it here, and then it's also, and now it's removed from here, and you just go back to what's called a location status. That's for when you show up at school, work, or whatever, and you can always turn that off as well. Just bear in mind here that this isn't like a spying app that you find a lot in the Play Store where this is locked down. Your child or anybody with this phone will have full access to make changes, changes the contacts and turn things off. It's basically a free using app. This isn't set up where you need a password in order to make changes or anything like that. Now the last function is the emergency, and we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll go ahead and hit the emergency, and it's going to, there's the countdown that's actually going to start calling the person. And so right now it's actually going to go ahead and call, and that picture isn't very clear, so that's the phone call there. And we'll go ahead and hit end. We don't really need to worry about that right now. And you can also sound an alarm. It's still in effect right now. The person may or may not have received the phone call, but you also, depending on the situation, you can sound an alarm. And of course you can stop it, and you can also recall right here. Now, it did send a text message, and I'm going to show you that. It actually did not send a text message. It actually just only called in that particular, only called. So it didn't send a text message. But what will happen here is if I cancel here, and now go back to my text messages. Whoops, wrong app. Oh, there it was. It just came a little, for whatever reason the text message was late. So I'm in danger, I need your help. So there it is, and I just canceled it, and now it's saying I'm safe. So if you cancel it, then it's safe, I'm out of danger, don't worry about it. I actually was talking to the Motorola people, and I was suggesting that they maybe put a password on that. So in case somebody is trying to kidnap somebody or something, they could go ahead and hit cancel on that and stop it, but maybe a password would stop them. Of course, they could always turn off the phone, I guess. Either way, the link has already been sent, so a parent will probably drive there regardless of the situation if they can't get them on the phone. So, and that's pretty much it. So that's all the functions. You over here again is you have your menu. You can set up more places by going there. You've got your people that you can set up. You've got your home. As far as settings go, they're just some normal stuff for location updates every 5 minutes, and the emergency number and stuff like that. Nothing major there. That's pretty much it. That's Motorola Alert. It works very well. Oh, let me just show you. I did do a test by going to a location, and I did set up a location, and it says here, and I'll show you the text that happened to me. This was yesterday. I arrived at it says other because it had it under other. It wasn't a school or work, and then the address, and it had it, and then I left. So it basically I got there around 5 o'clock, and I left around 5:44. So it does send the text messages when you arrive to the location. So it works very well. It's a really cool feature that Motorola is doing here. I love all their apps that they've added. That's what I like, useful apps instead of just cool but not useful. This is cool and useful, and works great, and it's embedded into the phone and comes into stock. I like it. And as soon as it comes out for the Moto G and the Moto X, it's going to be great for everybody else as well. So I hope this guide helps you set it up and use Motorola Alert. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Rob Nazarian with Talk Android.